What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day 13 of building my clothing brand until I can afford my dream car. First of all, I want to point out that I got my second set of samples in today. First of all, I want to say they are super good quality. I like the way it fits around the neck, nice and tight, up on the shoulders. DTF printing, looks pretty good. In my humble opinion. Anyways, I got some really good news today. I ran that ad that we were talking about yesterday. I ran it for roughly 36 hours, and it is a loser, but that's okay, because I don't want to say I was hoping it would lose, but the good news is I can show you a winning ad versus a losing ad. So let's get into that. So the first thing I want to point out is that the cost per mil, which is the cost per 1,000 impressions, is $12.04. So that means it takes $12.04 to reach 1,000 people. That is horrible. We do not want that. We want that number to be like $6 to $8. The next metric I want to focus on is the cost per click. That's in the bottom right-hand corner. It is $1.97. That is how much it costs to make the person click on your ad. So if I am paying you $2 to click on my ad and you're not even buying anything, that is profit out the window. So out of 36 hours, I was able to reach 491 impressions. So that is 491 people that the ad actually showed up on their feed. That does not mean they saw it. The reach is who saw it. So 476 people actually saw it. They scrolled down far enough to actually see the ad. And again, you can say, oh, well, you didn't let the ad run enough, whatever. It was 36 hours. It spent almost $6. It doesn't take a lot of money to know if an ad is going to win or not. Now, let's see what a winning ad looks like. Now, I do want to point out here that I have limited this ad in terms of what it can do performance-wise because I wanted to make sure it was a winner. So my campaign budget optimization is on. I am only allowing it to spend money on what it thinks will be profitable. So the first thing I want to look at here is the cost per mil, which is $8.34. So cost per mil, anytime I say cost per mil, it's just cost per 1,000 people that saw it. One metric I'm very impressed with is the click-through rate, 4.19%. That's crazy, okay? Your average, you're looking at like 2.8 to 2.5. So 4.19 is insane. That tells me this ad is crushing it. So with that being said, I think my next step is I'm going to take the campaign budget optimization off of the winning ad, and I'm going to see how much we can really crank out. I'm going to lift it to $30 a day. Today, I will put together a few more ads and see what those do. I'll give them like $5 to play with, and we will go from there. However, that is going to conclude day 13, and I really appreciate you tuning in, liking, following. Consider giving me a follow if you haven't, and I will see you on day 14.